In this video, we're going to talk about how we can take a grid view inside a SmartSuite with all of its data and records and be able to share that externally with other people who aren't SmartSuite users. Hi, I'm Dan Lehman from AutomationHelpers.com, a SmartSuite implementation partner. There's a number of different reasons why you might want to share data externally outside of SmartSuite. And this doesn't cost anything additional. There's no licensing involved for this. People are entirely external out of the SmartSuite ecosystem. A couple use cases that I've seen, one is a nonprofit who was putting on different events and they wanted to be able to share information about the day's events with people. I've actually seen that for an events management company as well. We've seen it with service organizations who are trying to share information with their clients. Maybe they have a draft or a mock-up and they want to be able to share that with them. In this case, I'm showing what we did with a real estate agency where they were able to take their listings data and be able to share that with their clients as well. So there's so many different reasons why you might want to do that. Let's take a look at some of the settings. So right now I'm inside a SmartSuite and I'm on a grid view, and you'll see this option over on the right-hand side to share this view. Now this one is shared. If it's not shared and that's disabled, it's going to look like this. It's grayed, and then you can enable that. When we turn this on, you'll notice that as we look at our views, there's a little icon that shows that that is shared as well. So it gives you some visibility so you don't forget and accidentally share information externally that you didn't mean to. Let's take a look at some of these options. So right here, we get our shareable link. Now you can send this over email, social, however you want to share that. You could put it in an intranet. And a couple things about this, you do have the ability to regenerate that link. So if you share that and later on you want to stop access to it, you could regenerate that link. We also could embed this in a page. So rather than just have that URL, we could take this and slap it on a WordPress site if we want to. In this case, we'll open up the link and this will take us to what that view looks like. Let's take a look at some of the other settings here. We can choose to share all fields. And this could mean that we could restrict certain fields if we don't want them, if they're not already part of that view. In this case, we'll share all of these. Now, do you want the data itself to be exported? Obviously, if there's some sort of privacy entailed and you don't want people to take information from that data source, you might not want to necessarily allow that data to be exported. This one is really interesting, allowing viewers to open records. So if I disable this, and let's refresh my page here, if we have it disabled by default, if I try to click, there's really nothing I can do here. I can't expand this. I can't open up the record. What I see in this view is exactly what I get. Now, alternatively, if we go ahead and say, yes, viewers can open those records, then if we come back to our view here, this allows them to be able to see that record view. So this is nice to be able to really drill in and see additional information about that record. In this case, we're looking at our property details. We've got our images and we can open up those images. So this gives that additional layer of flexibility, assuming that's what you want your users to be able to do and open that. We've got the ability to display the toolbar or not. So our toolbar gives us the ability to filter and group and spotlight. If we don't want to display that for the end user, then over here, they're just not going to see that at all. Essentially, they can really not manipulate that information. They're just looking at it here in that view. And then we also have the ability to restrict access with a passcode. So we could turn this on and we could set a passcode. We could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something pretty easy that we want to share, and we can change that passcode as well. And then just a reminder on that grid view itself that this is not editable. So there wouldn't be a use case where you'd say, oh, I want the external visitors to make changes to this. Now, there are other tools that we can use with SmartSuite, like we've got guest access and we have forms to be able to collect information from external users. So there are other options available, but this is purely for read-only data. So if you have one of those use cases, maybe you have a job board that you want to post publicly to, there's lots of great flexibility that you can do this with grid views inside a SmartSuite.